Hello, I'm Jerry Hunt, Director of Public Information at Rockingham Community College. I'm here today in the Gerald James Library on campus with a special guest who I'll let introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Russell Martin. I'm the Director of Library Services and Archives. Welcome to the library.
And this is a relatively new position for you.
Yes, I just started, last week officially.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
So when did you come to RCC?
I've been here just over 2 years. I started in June 1st, 2021 as the Public Services Librarian.
Okay, all right. So what is your background that led you here?
I had most of my work experience is in the public library system in Washington, D.C.
Wow.
So it was.
Sounds like you had your hands full.
Change. Yes, yeah. I mean, I had a bunch of different positions. There, so
yeah.
I had a little experience doing a little of this and a little of that, but I had starting to want to move on, and I really think that public libraries and community colleges share a similar goal of kind of evening out the playing field for people sometimes. So it's been a good fit, I think.
So what are the differences that you found between being at a college library versus I'm guessing it was a big library there.
Yes, well, for one thing, it's just, I stay here. And when I was with the public library, we had 26 branches, and I think there was about 500 employees. And, all of our jobs were very siloed, where there's just 3 employees here, so we all do everything,
right.
A little bit of everything. So.
Well, that must have helped move into this new role.
Yes, it definitely did. My previous director, Mary, who we miss very much, did a lot of training with me.
All right. Well, so we're here in the library. It is open to students, but also to the public.
Yes, it is open to the public. Yeah, you do need an ID, a picture ID, to come get a library card. But once you do, you can check out books. You can use our online resources. You can come and use our printing services. We got a lot of people from the DMV right down the street coming to print things for that. So that's a service that we offer that not everybody knows about.
Right.
And we don't have a public library branch here in Wentworth, so it's nice to have, so you don't have to go all the way to Reidsville or Eden or Madison.
So they need an actual library card from here, not just the Rockingham County
That is
Library.
correct.
Okay. All right. So what kind of collection do you have? I mean, it's a pretty big place.
Right. Right here we have the fiction section. There's just a few rows of fiction because we do concentrate on the programs that we have here at the college, so most of it's going to be nonfiction. It actually starts over at the other end. We use the Dewey Decimal System, just like you may have learned about in school, and wraps around here and picks up with fiction. Right over here, we have a big section of graphic novels, DVDs, so where we keep a lot of our new books, both nonfiction and fiction. On the other side of the library, we have public computers. Students get $5 a semester to print, and if you're not crazy about printing, that's going to last you the whole semester, just because it's, I think, 5 cents for black and white. So, but you can add money to your account if you go all the way through it. We keep usually some exhibits over here behind you. We've got exhibits. There's some Life magazine exhibits that display a lot of our Rockingham County tobacco heritage. We have some Native American artifacts from Rockingham County, and at the other end down there, you'll see we have an exhibit of local music. We just had the Charlie Poole Festival here, so we wanted to play off that.
So Russell, we obviously have all these stacks of books in here, but this is a really nice area. What goes on here?
Thank you. This is kind of a flex space. We have, this seating area here in the middle where you can move things around how you like it. We have a lot of spaces for either groups or individuals to study along both ends of the library, you can see there's individual study spaces. We also have some really great study rooms over there that are really popular. You can have up to 4 people in them at a time. There's a big screen computer in each of them where you can practice a presentation or watch. Sometimes people just like to check out one of our DVDs and go in there and have some quiet time and watch a movie, but mostly it's used by groups for studying.
And in this area, special events are held too, like speakers.
Oh yes, last semester we had a great author come and talk. She wrote Tobacco Wives.
Great book.
Great, I'm glad you read it, yes. And this semester we have a couple of programs coming up. I won't talk about just yet because we don't have the date set in stone, but look forward to being able to tell you more about that when we get those dates.
And where can people find out about that information?
The library has a Facebook page, the James Library. We always post there, and we often ask you to repost it on the RCC library page. We put out flyers, emails to the community, and that's something we're working on too, is expanding our reach.
So we are now in the front corner room of the library, and the door stays locked.
Yes, that's correct.
So what in the world is going on in here?
This is the Rockingham County Historical Collections. We have all kinds of genealogical materials, a lot of which other genealogists have put together and given us a copy. Those are open over here for the public. We have a lot of really important collections about Rockingham County history that is even behind another locked door that the library staff has to get for folks. We have a Susie Sharp collection. She was the first, I think, female North Carolina Supreme Court Justice, who I believe was from this area. We have a lot of historical maps here in this map case, even more in the back. On microfilm, which not everybody remembers, we have newspapers, Rockingham County newspapers going back into the early 1800s that people can use. This cool old machine over here, and also a newer digital version to research old newspapers.
And it is pretty chilly in here. My fingers are frozen, and I also see that you monitor the humidity in here.
We do. I mean, in libraries in general, we try to keep it a little cooler and a little less humid than most places, but in like a historical collection, you really want to keep your stuff dark and keep it cool because that's part of the preservation process. So that's by design.
So what does somebody need to do if they're interested in?
You can come anytime the library is open. You can come if your project requires a little bit more research. You might want to give us a call so that we can pull some stuff out of the collection. Summer's a great time to do that because we're not quite as busy with classes once we get into the semester. We're busier with that sort of stuff. So we do get a lot of genealogical researchers coming. Tomorrow there's a gentleman who I think lives in Hawaii who's going to be vacationing here to visit some family, but he's coming tomorrow to research the Lewis family and I think the Lowe's Church. I think it's a Methodist church here in the county that he's doing some research on. So it's fun learning. There's always, I learn something new every time someone comes in. We have so many people that come in and do research and they teach us stuff that we didn't know, and they usually leave us a copy of their research so that we can share it with
Great. So you talked about the what is it, microfilm machine?
Microfilm machines, yes.
So if somebody's researching on that, they can print it?
You can print it. On the new one, you can actually scan it and email the information yourself.
All right.
So that's a big convenience as well. We have some historic paintings as well. I think that was a wife of one of the governors of North Carolina who was from Rockingham County. I think she was a settle and married a Reed or vice versa. But we have a lot of information about the early settlers of Rockingham County. One of the really cool things we have, I think it's a land grant from King George III for one of the local plantations. We have, I think, the original, I don't think the deed is the right word, but the original grant for Wentworth, that kind of thing. One thing I didn't know before I moved here is just like what the county is named for, just like the Duke of or the Earl of Rockingham. And so that's where we get Rockingham County. And his home in England was called Wentworth Wodehouse, and apparently that's where Wentworth got its name.
So we've talked a lot about the services that you have in here, and you also have Libby. Can you tell us a little bit about Libby?
Yes, Libby is the app that we use so that people can check out books online, mostly fiction. We have a lot of magazines on Libby as well. There's a new section for just North Carolina authors that just uploaded recently.
Nice.
And that's all provided to us by NC Live, which gives most community college libraries in North Carolina our online resources. Also, we have lots of databases online that students use to for their projects and their papers to cite sources and that kind of thing. That's really our main bread and butter for students, I think.
And I know our director of our small business center was in here, and you were able to help him with some of the some of the resources.
Sure. So we're not just for students. When faculty and staff have things that they're researching, for instance, I think maybe about a year ago, everybody was talking about data, and so we were able to purchase some resources for them as well. So we're not just for the students.
Right. Okay. And you have a lot of computer stations.
Yes, I think we have over 20 computer stations around the library that students can use to work on their projects or log into Moodle, log into their email. Not everybody has access to computers at home and or internet. One thing we do is we check out laptop computers each semester as well.
Okay, you loan out laptop to the students. So they need what, a current?
They need a current picture ID and a full load of classes.
Okay, full timers.
Yes.
All right, and I know that a lot of times y'all end up clearing out some of your stock.
Oh, sure. Sometimes we constantly have a book sale. It's $1 per item. Usually anytime we're getting rid of an item, whether it's because sometimes we start with multiple copies when it's really popular and then we don't need as many, we start trimming the collection and that ends up in our book sale. Or if some of our generous public patrons come in and donate a bunch of books that don't quite fit into the collection, they end up in the book sale as well, and that goes to pay for some of the programming that we have here in the library.
Yeah, I've gotten some great books off of that shelf, and some like audio type books, like like Mark Twain. Just really interesting things you can find.
Right, we have some DVDs over there for $1 too that actually came from my mom's collection, so you can thank her. Well, thank y'all for coming to the library today. I hope you come back and visit us again.
Absolutely, and thank you for the tour and letting us know
sure,
stuff
anytime.
that's going on.
Anytime. Thank you.